So here I am Satyanand Ramandigam. So I have learned machine learning with Python course over the Sci-Fi Labs. So here by using the linear regression, here I am checking a project that is Boston housing prices by using the linear regression approach. So here I am giving a demo over the Boston housing prices project. So actually the Boston housing prices, I have learnt this project with this course itself. So here I am going to take same Boston housing prices, and I want to practice. I want to explore, and I have to practice the same Boston housing prices in my project demo. So we'll see what is that. So here I have installed the Anaconda and I have launched Jupyter Lab to check my project. So here I'm importing. I have imported NumPy package, Pandas package. So here the Boston House is the Boston House prices which includes with various operations. So here I have imported NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib for plotting the data. Again Matplotlib, HPLT. So here I have created various local packages, and here I have got data sets from sklearn. So here which loads the Boston, and I have taken one of the data set from the sklearn. So here I have created a attribute, created a variable for to store the metrics, and I have created a variable for model selection, and created variable for pre-processing and displaying the values. So here by using the load Boston, so here the variable Boston will get the data set, and here I am describing the data set. So here you can see the output of that describing. So here this is about the data. So here now the Boston House process, the data is having attributes and information. So here we have to modular, we have to change, we have to get the exact data by using the data frame. So here I am getting the features of the data, only features of the data by using the method data frame, and here I am displaying the features of the data. And next here you can see the features of the data. So next the NOx values by using the features you can see. The next creating the variable targeted variable, okay, by using the data frame, one of the attribute target, okay, only columns values I am taking. And next so here I am printing the max value and min value from the target, and here I am concatenating the values with which are in with 1. So there the variable name is df, and next I am getting the description about the values, and decimals I am getting the up to 2 decimals. Description of the database using the describe function from the data frame object. So here you can see, and so far this is the step 1, getting the data. The next step 2 is regarding the data visualization. So here I am visualizing the data from the existing data set, that is df, the existing data that is in df. So here I am find out the correlation between every attribute and target. So the next one is obtaining absolute values, positive values of the correlation, so which stored in CORRS object. And here I am getting another combining the correlation values and features together, okay, by using the list. So here I am zipping the zip function, which the zip function will combine the correlation values and features together. So here I am giving the features, and here I am giving the correlation for the zip function, which combines the values in list variable L. And next here the function L dot sort, which sorts the correlation values into the descending values, descending approach with correlation values as the key, okay. Next here the next one is arranging the values labels into the index. Next I am getting the PLT, which is the matplot, and here I am preparing the mat plot map So here I am getting the X label, I am preparing the X label and the Y label. X label, on the X label I am placing the attributes, and Y label I am placing the correlation with target values. And next ticks means all the indexes and labels will be stick together. And next plt dot show, which shows the map. And next the third step is normalizing the data, normalization of the data. So here the first one is how to get the LSTAT and the target X and Y values from the data set, data frame. So here I am creating the instance of scalar object, okay, which using for fit the transform. Okay, so here the scalar min max scalar, I am creating the attributes X scalar and X attribute, Y scalar and Y attribute. And next the next step is splitting the data. So here we have to split the data, split into two equal parts, okay, with 0.2 indicating split 20% of the data into training data. So here I am getting the 20% of the data into the data set from the data set. So next we have to apply the mean square error on the data. So here to see this mean square error, so here I am going to create I am creating three methods: error function, update function, and the gradient descendant function. So here you can see the error function, which can have the m comma x comma c comma t as attributes, and here it will I am using certain calculation to find out the error. Next one is update function, which can have the various attributes as parameters. And next here I am having the gradient descendant, which is having the various attributes which helps to calculate the gradient descendant. So here I am having the m attribute m, which can have the initial m value c, which can have the initialization of c value. And next error values list, I am creating a variable error values list, and I am creating another variable list variable mc values. And next here I am declaring a loop for loop for I in range of iterations. So here the iterations variable list variable will have the values, and here the iterations values. So each iteration I will be hang on of the value of iteration, and here I am checking that value, I am sending that value to E. So here the generated value, okay, if it is the error, okay, so here I am sending the values to the error function. So here the error function will obviously return the value if that the current value is less than the error threshold. So here we can see that error threshold, okay, if it is less than means the error is less than threshold value, and you can see you can stop this gradient, and you can terminate this function. If the error is not if the error is greater than that threshold value, simply we have to append that value to the error values list, and next we have to update that list, update the m list and c list, and next we have to add the same mc values to the mc values list, and at the end the gradient descendant will return the list, variables like m comma c comma error values list and mc values list, which will be having the gradient values. And next here this is like a main method. So here I am initializing the m value, c value, and here I am initializing the learning rate and iterations 250 iterations, and error threshold 0.001, and all the values. So here I am sending all the values to the gradient. So here I am invoking the method gradient descendant. Okay, so here at the end the gradient descendant will return the values. It will return the m value, c value, error values, and mc values. So here same attributes will get the values. And next here I am using the scatter and plot to get the one of the graph, 2D graph. So here you can see that 2D graph, and here the plot area. So here you can see the plot area. If there is any plot error, you can see here. So by using the plot x label, y label, so here x curve, y label will have the error and x label will have the iterations. Okay, so here this is what I have learned in this machine learning course from the Skyfy Labs. Thanks to Skyfy Lab, so which helped me a lot to explore the machine learning with Python, and thanks to one and all.